Welcome back, gangsters. This is another episode of What With Me. Teeth still not fixed. It'll be fixed tomorrow. So next video, that'll be fixed. Today's workout is going to be a back squat in the strength portion. 5 sets of 1+ at hopefully 140, 145 kilos. Body feels pretty beat up, so we'll see where the mind and body is when we go into this bit of training and adjust along the way. Next week will be a deload week, so looking forward to that. But we have a heavier and higher intensity week this week. The conditioning this week will be a 4-time workout, 3 rounds of 10 power snatch going into 20 pull-ups and 30 calories on the rower. Also, as part of today, I will be showing you guys how I prepare my knees before a heavy squat day or any day where I'll be doing a lot of squats. Basically, I tore my meniscus in 2021, and this is the type of warm-up that I need to do to prepare my knees. And basically, over the years, from when I was young, skateboarding, playing basketball, not taking care of my knees or body in general, resulted in this overtime overuse that resulted in a meniscus tear. And after that, I wasn't able to squat without knee pain, and I started doing Ben Patrick, or knees over toes guys program, and gradually built up my knee abilities, and now my knees have been stronger than they've ever been. So I'll show you guys the warm-up that I use. And this warm-up used to be the whole workout when I first tore my meniscus, and over time just cut it down to what I feel like are my essentials so that I could prepare my knees for a workout with lots of squats. For those of you that are new here, my name is Anthony. I am opening a new functional fitness and mindfulness meditation space in Docklands in Melbourne. And I make these videos to talk about how the mind and body works, to help busy people to better understand your mind and body, and to help using that understanding to overcome whatever challenges that this life brings onto our path. Hope you enjoy this video. So I start off preparing my knees with reverse sled drag, and the idea is to get the knees in front of the toes, fully extending the legs, getting blood flow into my knees. And I found that this is actually the 80-20 of getting my knees prepared for a squat day. And I do this for 5 minutes at the start of a day where I'll be doing a lot of squatting. And when I first tore my meniscus, this obviously wasn't the weight that I used. It was just backward walking, and then over time adding more load, adding more resistance. Growing up, my knees were always an issue, because I grew up playing basketball, grew up skateboarding, and not really taking care of my knees. Even when I first started training, where we would have like 10 by 10 back squat days, try and do it as heavy as possible with questionable form, and not doing any recovery after as well. So things like that was things like that accumulated over time that led to me tearing my meniscus after playing some pickup basketball in 2021. And after that, basically, I wasn't able to go below parallel. I wasn't able to train my usual way. For the first couple months, it was just rehab workouts, rehab training from knees over toes guy, from Ben Patrick. Then building
the strength and knee ability over time, and eventually being able to squat again. And I turned the rehab work into part of my warm-up to prepare my knees for training. If I didn't do this, my knees would just not be very happy, and they'd be hurting. They would swell. I won't be able to squat properly. But doing this allows me to drill that pattern, get the blood flow in, engage the muscles around the knee and the legs, and prepare for a big squat day, such as today. After this, I'll be doing a glute activation, just like banded clamshells. In the last video, I spoke about doing that, as I noticed my knees wobbling at the bottom of my squat snatch last week. And so I want to reincorporate these clamshells into my warm-up, make sure that my glutes are firing, my glutes are active, engaged, and better support for my knees. All right, 5 minutes is up, time to get into these clamshells. These are what the clamshells look like. They're going to be banded, and basically I do this to prepare my glutes, engage the glutes, and that has a downstream effect of stabilizing my knees. Haven't done these for a while. Let's see if I can do these well. Probably no way of doing this without looking super sexy and awkward. But that's what these are. Yeah, hand has to be here to feel that engagement. Swap sides. You gotta do what you gotta do. Not all of them look cool. Not all the movements look cool. Sometimes they look like this. So you do them. It's all part of it. Part of being in your mid-30s, looking to train and finding out where your mind and body is capable of. On squat days, I also do this warm-up called the Super Squat Series. This is something that we used to do a lot of in the beginning of training CrossFit. I'm not sure if people still do a lot of this, but it helped me go from not be able to squat below parallel effectively to being able to do that. I really like it. I really like doing it myself, and I teach it a lot in the classes that I teach. And I've seen it, allow people to be able to squat below parallel safely and effectively over time when I do these series of stretches. I definitely need to be stretching today. My lower back is pretty angry right now after last week's heavy deadlifts, and as I mentioned, this week is a higher intensity heavy week before next week's deload, so I need to make sure that the body is ready for this training piece. To start my back squats, I like to do some tempo work, 3 seconds on the way down, 1 second at the bottom, and then exploding up, and 1 second at the top. And this helps me to feel that pattern, create that power, explosiveness using my feet, and also to feel the ground with my feet as well. Lower back isn't feeling too great actually, so when that happens a lot of times is because of a lack of engagement in my abs, my obliques. So this is what I do to try and alleviate some of that lower back tension. It out. So these are the things that you do in your mid-30s to make sure that your body's ready. Much better. Yeah, much better. Cool. Let's start warming up. First warm up, I want to make sure that on the way down of the squat, my weight is on my heels to help engage my posterior chain. That's my glutes, hamstring, lower back. And my big toe stays on the ground to create a good foundation. And on the way up, I want to be pressing through my midfoot. Slowly building up. When I was younger, I didn't do this. Just jump straight to like 100. Can't do that anymore. Take your time. Drill the patterns. Let the body get ready. Last set of the 5s with tempo, then moving on to 3s and then 1s for the workout weight. Set 1, working set, finally 150. Feels good. Set 2. Felt pretty good about that first one. Looked to be a little bit more patient, bottom position. And yeah, let's go into set 2. Feels pretty good actually. Pretty happy with that one. Yeah, have a rest, keep going. What I like about doing 5-3-1s, that's what I do for my strength, Wendler's 5-3-1, is that allows me to like progressively add weight each week, and it also has a 1+ set at the end of each, at the last set, so I can look to push in a controlled way. Being able to do that means it's plug and play for me, because I can just put my percentage off my 1 rep max and work off a percentage of that for the 5 sets of 5 and 5 sets of 3, 5 sets of 1, and then the 1+ at the end. So for today's 1+ is going to be the 150 kilos, same weight that I've been doing across the 5 sets, but then looking to do 1+ for the 5th set, targeting 3. Let's see how we go. But one more set before we get to that. This is set 4. Happy with that. Got the 3 out. Yeah, no knee pain, no lower back issues. Happy days. Hit the numbers for today. Now going into the conditioning work for today. 3 rounds, 4 time, 10 power snatch, going into 20 pull-ups, 30 calories row. Again, the warm-up, I will do 3 rounds of warm-up that gradually ramps up to the movement that I'll be doing in the conditioning work. In the first round of warm-up, it will just be more general, more easy in terms of intensity. Second round, adding a little bit more complexity. And the third round, moving with the movements for the workout. And I find that this 3-round progressively increasing the intensity and movement complexity for the workout in a conditioning piece. It's just easy to do. Sort of just plug and play, and yeah, you prepare your mind and body for the bit of training. All right, round 1 of the warm-up for the conditioning piece. Rowing again on a Monday, because rowing is one of my weaknesses. I like to do it on a Monday, so that I'm working on it at the start of a week, start of a new training week. round 2 of the conditioning warm-up. We'll ramp up a little bit, have some hang power snatches and power snatches, and then some kipping pull-ups into some butterfly pull-ups, and then 30 seconds on the rower, this time at a moderate pace. Drilling the patterns, making it smooth. Messed it up a little bit there, but that's why we warm up. Drill the patterns, get the movements in. Round 2 row, moderate row. Round 3 of the warm up. This is now the movement that is going to be done in the conditioning piece. We're starting with 3 touch and go power snatch at the workout weight, which is 60 kilos for today, into 5 butterfly pull-ups, and then 30 seconds hard row. And that should be enough to get my heart rate up and get myself ready for this conditioning piece. I'll be looking to do the snatches in 2 sets of 5, at least for the first round, and then it'll probably drop to 3s or even 1s towards the end. This is a unsustainable piece, so looking to push on it. And then for the pull-ups, I'll be looking to break it down into sets of 10, and for the rows, just one consistently paced 30 cals. So now, warming up for the sets of 3. Okay, that lower back, feeling it a little bit. That's not too bad, just need to get moving. For the pull-ups, I have, as of last year, made it a point to wrap my thumb around the bar. I found that when I didn't do that, when I had it over the bar, although it felt stronger or felt better, a lot of the tension hung off my shoulder, and I didn't have a lot of engagement from the muscles in my forearm, which could have, and most likely had, contributed to me over exerting the shoulder, my right shoulder, last year. So looking to give the shoulder more support by engaging more of the forearm muscles, and to do that, I do my pull-ups, or my pull-ups, bar muscle ups, etc., chest to bar pull-ups with thumbs over the bar. No, with thumbs around the bar. Thumbs around the bar. Last row. Let's get ready for this conditioning work. Nice little finishing piece to start the week off. Put the weightlifting, put the snatch in the conditioning piece today. Not a squat snatch. Did plenty of squatting in the strength piece. Worked on keeping 2 consistent sets throughout, in which case today was 2 sets of 5 of the touch and go power snatch, and for the pull-ups, broke them into sets of 10. Not massive, but enough to keep the heart rate up and enough to keep me from breaking down too much and continue to work consistently. The row, 30 calories row, that was the challenge at the end of each round. Try and keep it under 130, which isn't fast, but like I said, my weakness is in rowing, so continue to drill, continue to work, and increase my capacity. Going into today, like I said, I felt a little bit beat up, but once we finish the warm-ups, once the mind and body is able to kind of connect and go through the patterns, and once the workout started, it actually felt okay, felt pretty good. The lower back wasn't giving me any issues, which was good. And yeah, I was able to stay calm, stay consistent throughout this piece. Yeah, started stretching to finish off. As usual, like I said, if I don't do this, I'm screwed the next day, and it really affects my training. Yeah. Doing recovery work also puts a bookend to, to the workout, and just have a chance to sort of reflect back and see all the effort I was put in the particular piece. Think back at the things that went well and what we want more of, and also allows me to think about the parts that were challenging and how I can learn from that and apply it into the next session. For me, this workout, the back squat was something that I felt like I did well in. Going 150 for 3 is definitely on the heavier side for me, especially post meniscus tear injury. So really happy that I was able to do that today with no issues, with no pain in my knees, no pain in my hips and my back. So that's awesome. For the conditioning piece, pretty happy with being able to cycle sets of 5 for the power snatch. My shoulders after last year's opens were injured, was really bad. There was a point where I couldn't even lift up my blanket coming to try and get out of bed. So really happy that I can get back to consistently doing cycles of 5x5, cycles of sets of 5 on the heavier power snatch. All right, I'll do some parasympathetic breathing to finish off today to bring my nervous system back to rest and digest mode. 4-second inhale, 5-second hold, 6-second on the exhale. Hope you guys enjoyed this What With Me video. And shout out to Liam and Holly across at South Wharf, for letting me film here and do this content before my gym opens. So thank you guys, really appreciate it.